Sakamoto is in his room, and for the 20th time in a row, his team won the match in an online game named Btooom, which increased his rank from number 11 to number 10. One day, Sakamoto opens his eyes and finds himself hanging by a parachute. His backpack opens up and he falls to the ground. Our poor guy has no idea where he is and why there's a chip embedded in his hand. Inside his bag, he finds a mysterious pouch that reminds him of going to the convenience store before getting trapped on this mysterious island. When he opens the pouch, he finds some devices that resemble a cue. He pulls one out, and as soon as the countdown started, Sakamoto realized it was a bomb. After a while, when he finally gets a hold of the situation, he witnessed a mysterious guy running toward him. He thought someone came for his help, but it was the other way around. That person threw a bomb at him and Sakamoto started running away. The mysterious man kept following him, throwing bombs at him. Despite Sakamoto's attempts to corner him and question him about what is going on, the mysterious man kept trying to kill Sakamoto. Sakamoto falls to the ground and tries to hide in the bushes as he had no choice but to defend himself, but the man becomes even more violent. In the end, our MC realized that he is playing real-life Btooom and managed to kill the man who was attacking him without any reason. In a flashback, Himiko is telling her friend Mayo how she played Btooom with Japan's #1 player, Sakamoto, and how her rank went up pretty fast. Mayo also tells her to send him some of her pictures, but she refuses, saying that he might be an old fart. It was revealed that Himiko is also trapped on this strange island, and the thought of killing others in order to survive makes her feel sick. She was sitting alone thinking about how she is going to survive on this island when 3 men approaches her. They decide to team up and appointed Himiko as their leader to look over their bombs. A plane passes by and drops a package. They immediately ran towards it to gather some supplies and food, but things changed drastically when one of the guys killed the other one with his knife, only because he won't shut up, making the rest of the group threatened. During the night, Mitsuo suggests to Himiko that this is their chance to run away. They picked up the supplies and start running away. The story takes a huge turn when the innocent-looking Mitsuo took advantage of Himiko's soft nature and sexually assaulted her. It is shown in a flashback how Himiko brought her friend to her senior's house and how they raped her, and instead of saving her friend, Himiko ran away. The situation explains why Himiko is stuck on this island. The flashback ended, and instead of running, Himiko activates her bomb and throws it at Mitsuo, resulting in his death. Himiko was taking a bath under a waterfall when Sakamoto arrives, and she ran away thinking of him as a bad guy. Sakamoto uses his radar to find her, but instead of Himiko, he came across a guy named Taira, who was doing something really personal in the bushes. Upon asking, Taira told Sakamoto that a bunch of men in suits put him along with 20 more people in a passenger plane, forcing everyone to fight and survive on this deadly island. He also stated that a person must collect 8 chips embedded on the left hand of every player, as that's the only way off the island. Everything makes sense to him now, and Sakamoto immediately realized that he is playing a real-life Btooom where he must kill others in order to survive. Taira also revealed that Sakamoto was the only person who stood out from everyone on the plane, until some masked men grabbed him and used a high-voltage stun gun on his head, causing him to scream in severe pain. They both gave each other a formal introduction, and Sakamoto decided to team up with him, as he appears to be a smart guy. A plane passes by, dropping some supplies, and Sakamoto, along with Taira, immediately ran towards it, with the hope of getting something to eat. Sakamoto approached the parachute but was scared to death when a girl gets killed by a booby trap planted by a mysterious-looking long-haired man named Oda, who later took the supplies, removed the chip from her hand, and ran away. Sakamoto starts doubting his abilities and told Taira that they can't survive on this island without food. In a flashback, we are introduced to a 14-year-old kid named Kira Kosuke, who is arrested by police for the crime of killing and raping 3 women. Back on the island, Kosuke is seen killing some frogs with a stick. Nasum tells him to stop, explaining that we shouldn't kill living things without any reason. As they were having a chat, a parachute with some supplies dropped nearby, and they ran towards it. Unfortunately, the supplies got stuck on the tree, and Kosuke's father ordered him to use his bomb to blast the tree on which the parachute is stuck. Kira did exactly as he was told and used his bomb to get the supplies. The briefcase finally fell down, but Kira's father took the supplies and started walking alone. Seeing his father's behavior, Kira got angry and called him scum. We get to see another flashback where Kira is getting abused by his father without any reason. Back to the main storyline, Kira is once again getting abused by his father, but this time, he placed a bomb at his father's chest, resulting in his death. He is laughing violently, and seeing his weird behavior, Natsume runs away saying that he deserves to stay on this island forever. Seeing Kira drenched in blood, Sakamoto and Taira started running away, but things get intense when Taira fell down while running. Sakamoto orders Taira to hide somewhere while he will distract the kid. They both use their tactics as Btooom players. Kira threw multiple bims at Sakamoto, but it isn't easy to take him out. At first, Sakamoto tried his best to calm the kid and have a chat with him, but seeing Kira's persistence in killing him, Sakamoto eventually counterattacked and nearly killed him. Sakamoto took the supplies from Kira and head back to the lake, where Taira is waiting for him. Taira thanked Sakamoto for saving his life, and they both started eating freshly cooked noodles. Sakamoto was sitting wondering about why he ended up on this island, and that's when it was revealed that Sakamoto's mother was the one who sent him to this island. Suddenly, the dead body of Mitsuo flowed down the river, and Sakamoto advised Taira to hide somewhere, since there might be some enemies above the waterfall. He went near the waterfall to look for an enemy, but the only thing he could find there was a dead body. He used his radar and saw Himiko standing at the cliff of the mountain. Himiko was aware of Sakamoto's presence and threw a burning gas-type BIM into the forest to lure him out. He exits the forest and finally meets Himiko, who is ready to launch an attack on him. At first, he tries to calm her by talking, but Himiko attacks him anyways, saying all men are the same. They both were engaged in a fierce fight until Himiko passes out, after mistakenly injuring herself with her own stun gun. Sakamoto took all of her weapons and carried her back to some safe place, but Himiko thought he is going to rape her and activated a timer bomb, which she was hiding under her skirt. The bomb was about to explode, but Sakamoto turned it off at the last second and took her to the lake where Taira is waiting for him. Taira offered her coffee and welcomed her to their group with open arms, but their peaceful night gets ruined by giant lizards spawning from the forest. The lizards suddenly attack them and Himiko is in no condition to walk and passes out. Sakamoto hands her to Taira and went to get the BIM on the other side of the river. He throws it towards the lizard, but it won't activate since these BIMs belong to the original owner as long as he is alive. Sakamoto then begins looking for his BIMs. At that moment, the lizard bit Taira's leg. Sakamoto throws his BIM and the explosion burns the lizard and scares the rest away. Sakamoto tries to wake Himiko up in desperation, then take one of her BIM and climbs the leader. He throws the toxic BIM in the direction of the lizards, which drives away the lizards for the time being. Sakamoto spots a building nearby and decides to take refuge there. They couldn't climb the ladder since it is too rusty, and they have an unconscious person with them. So Taira decides to buy Sakamoto some time so he can climb the ladder with Himiko. Himiko wakes up, but now the wound on Taira's leg is causing trouble. They need to disinfect him quickly. Sakamoto went to fetch some water for him and asks Himiko to help him restrain Taira, but her fear of men got in the way. Sakamoto then yells that Taira got bit, saving her, so she musters her courage and helps him. Sakamoto is suspicious of Himiko since they don't know much about her. Judging by how many different types of BIMs she has, she might have killed a number of people. But when Sakamoto asks her about it, she begins crying, saying that it was for self-defense. Just then, they sense a radar that detects Himiko, so she picks up her stuff and was about to go when Sakamoto offers to help her. A flashback shows that Sakamoto is actually married to a girl named Himiko in the game, and when he asked her to meet him in person, she refuses, saying that she likes it better this way. Back to the main storyline, Sakamoto scans the whole place and locates an enemy, and makes it appear that he's running further away. Just then, he suddenly gets attacked by a man, but luckily dodges it. He was in a conversation with the man when he sees another bomb tossed toward him. Apparently, the two men are working together and successfully catch him. The glasses guy called his partner Masachi and asks him to kill Sakamoto. Using their distraction, Sakamoto stuns him and escapes. He especially takes the long route back to avoid them following him, but they catch up to him quicker than he thought. Masachi demands his stuff back from Himiko and threats to take her with him. Taira tries to get the man from behind while he was trying to attack Sakamoto, but Masachi slices Taira's fingers and kicks Sakamoto into the river. Luckily, Sakamoto gets stuck into a branch and gets back up. He finds that the girl is gone and Taira is in a dire condition. He also finds that Himiko is the same Himiko he married in the game, so he went to save her at all cost. Masashi keeps torturing Himiko, even when she begged him to kill her. After a few moments, they sense Sakamoto coming their way and decides to trap him, but Sakamoto traps them into their own trap and gets Himiko back. He finds out that it's just a name and she is not the Himiko he knows. They get caught while trying to get out, and Sakamoto almost got killed, but Himiko tugs her BIM on Masashi and escapes with Sakamoto. It is revealed in another flashback that Himiko used to get bullied in school and had no friends. Back on the island, Sakamoto along with Himiko is scanning their new hideout, so they could peacefully camp there. After scanning the place carefully, they both changed into comfortable clothes and laid down. They engage in a deep conversation that makes Himiko cry, wishing she had never met him in real life. Himiko fell asleep while crying, but when she comes to, she saw a ghastly woman looking over her face with a torch. Sakamoto calmed her, saying it might be just a bad dream, but Himiko insisted on searching the whole palace once again. Sakamoto saw a light in a room far away and immediately went into that room, thinking he might meet another player there. The ghastly woman appears once again and attacks Sakamoto with her axe. Himiko ordered Sakamoto to leave the room and let her handle the situation herself. The woman revealed her dark past to Himiko and told her how she was betrayed by a man named Date, who used her to flee the island, leaving her to die alone. Taira woke up back at the observatory point and saw a strange man named Date walking toward him. Date introduced himself as a doctor and treated injuries of Taira, saying it's his duty to treat patients. Sakamoto and Himiko arrive and get suspicious after looking at him, but Date lies about his personality to become part of their group. As they were welcoming him into their group, a plane drops a few supplies and Date suggests Sakamoto get these supplies before someone else does. Sakamoto tagged along with Date and Himiko and made a run for the supplies. But it appears that they were not the only ones who were running after the supplies. Sakamoto did not give up and decided to get the supplies no matter what, and that's when we once again see the mysterious guy from before named Oda, as he is chasing down the same briefcase as Sakamoto. They both jump together to get the supplies, but no one managed to get them, and the two of our best players engages in a fierce fight. On the other hand, Himiko is fighting with Hidemi and is about to get killed when Date used his bomb with hopes of getting both of them killed, resulting in Himiko doubting Date's true intentions once again. Sakamoto is still engaged in a fight with Oda, and this time our protagonist clearly has an upper hand. Sakamoto orders Oda to drop all of his bombs and slowly walk away, but Oda, one of the smartest guys, has already placed some bombs near the briefcase and is hiding the remote in his mouth, waiting for the perfect opportunity to activate it. Sakamoto is slowly coming toward the briefcase without any knowledge, and Oda seizes the opportunity by biting the remote in his mouth, resulting in a huge explosion. Sakamoto survived by tricking Oda into thinking that he walked up to the goods, and they both once again are engaged in a fierce fight. Himiko hears an explosion and rushes towards Sakamoto, but Date stopped her, saying it's too dangerous to go out there. Back at the beach, Oda asks Sakamoto about his name, hinting us that they both knew each other from the past. They all return back to the base where Taira is waiting for them and plans for their next move. Date examined Taira's hand and suggests to get some medicine right away, as his wound is getting more critical with the passage of time. Himiko suggests Sakamoto to get some medicine from Muraski's place and revealed to him that she doesn't trust Date. They all went to Muraski's place, and on the way Himiko explains to Sakamoto how Date almost killed her back at the mountain. Fast forward, the trio finally reaches the dispensary to get medicine, and we are once again hinted that Date is familiar with this place as he has been here before. He finally devised a new plan to kill Sakamoto and placed a bomb inside the briefcase that he later handed over to him. Himiko's suspicion is proven right, and she comes running after finding out that he'll betray them and yells to warn Sakamoto, but the bag blasts before she gets to him. Date then tries to attack Himiko next, but a lady named Shiki stabs him from behind. Shiki is one of the victims he tried to kill, and that's how Himiko comes to know his trap. Date has mined the whole place and plans to blast them all. Shiki attacks Date but gets caught in his trap, and since Sakamoto is dead and Shiki gets caught in the trap, Himiko lost hope and was about to give up when Date throws one of Sakamoto's BIM at her, but it doesn't activate. It turns out Sakamoto is still alive. Thanks to his quick reflexes, he threw the bag and hid before the bomb went off, and now that Date can't use Sakamoto's BIMs, he's completely at a disadvantage. He tries to run to get Sakamoto near one of his mines, but Sakamoto has cleverly replaced his mine to somewhere else, causing him to get caught in his own trap. Shiki suggests killing him herself for old time's sake, but couldn't do it in the end. Sakamoto's plan is to collect the chips from all the players he encountered so far, but they couldn't find any chips on the bodies, which is weird since the only one who knows about the chips is Taira. When Sakamoto was away, Taira has begun to lose his mind. He starts to see hallucinations of his wife and son calling him home. The unstable state of his mind drove him to take the remaining chips, including the ones Sakamoto and Himiko have. So as soon as they return, Taira attacks them while hiding in the bushes. Sakamoto dodges the starting few, but eventually gets caught in them, resulting in hurting his leg. Himiko steps up to protect him, but Taira is actually aiming for both of them. Luckily, Sakamoto realizes that and defuses Taira's BIM. Taira tries to make his escape while Sakamoto follows him just so he could apologize. But Taira then finds himself surrounded by lizards and chooses to kill himself. Sakamoto is in deep sorrow, blaming himself for not taking care of Taira properly. Just then, Himiko suggests that he kill her and take her chip as well and leave the island. But there is no way Sakamoto can do such a thing. He hugged Himiko and calms her by saying they are going to leave this living hell together. Some technical error occurred on the island, and the game creators sent a helicopter to look into the matter. The show ends by revealing us that there are still many other players alive on this island, along with many untold mysteries yet to be discovered.